Liebe Fantastic Movies Fans, wie ihr vielleicht sehen könnt, bin ich hier gerade bei der Premiere zum Film Baywatch angekommen.
Wir sind die Besten der Besten. Wir sind das Herz und die Seele dieses Strandes. Wir retten, wenn andere nicht mehr retten können.
Mit Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Efron und noch ganz vielen mehr.
Hey guys, so really quickly, before we begin the press conference, I just want to take a moment, thank you so much, to introduce somebody who is very special to us. He is the reason why we are all here. And before we started shooting this movie, I said, brother, tell me what you want us to accomplish. He said, I just want the movie to be exactly what the television show was, which was a lot of heart, great action, and a lot of fun. So ladies and gentlemen, the man himself, Mr. David Hasselhoff.
When I first heard about Baywatch, I found out that it wasn't going to be like our Baywatch. You can't recreate an 80s TV show. And they said, we're going to do it our way. And their way is really good. It's really funny, and it's a terrific movie, and I'm here to support it. Alles klar? Okay.
The movie has been with Beau Flynn, our producer, for 10 years. It came to me 5 years ago, and really was the opportunity to create a movie based off of not only a TV show, not only a successful TV show, but the most successful TV show of all time. I mean, it's just an unbelievable opportunity. And the fact that it was canceled after its first season in the States, went on in syndication within, I think, a year, and then all of a sudden became the biggest show all around the world. Was, again, you know, I give
It's
so
all
much.
because of Germany, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, we had, we came to Germany and we said we have a new show. And he said, do you have Knight Rider? And I said, no more Knight Rider. And they said, does it have a car? And I said, no, it doesn't have a car. Are you in it? And I said, yes, but it's the same, you know, feeling of Knight Rider. It's about saving lives. And they said, but no car. And I said, no car. They said, okay, we buy it anyway. And honest to God, you guys gave us $425,000 per episode, and that's how the show began and lasted 245 episodes for over 1 billion people. Because of Germany.
It came out when I was 4 or 5, but that didn't really stop me. I had quite good taste for a 4-year-old.
Me and my buddies were a big fan of the show. We followed the storylines closely, and what I mean by that, I mean like the girls running around in slow motion.
Pamela Anderson emerging from the water, and David Hasselhoff's amazing save scenes, and just his iconic image.
David is such a stud, and he's like a real OG. And at that time, if one of the biggest, if not the biggest star in the world, he is coming off of Knight Rider. I think Knight Rider was first.
Knight Rider was first.
Knight Rider was first, and then to Baywatch. So, you know, and then I had the opportunity to meet David about 10 years ago in Hawaii, and I was shocked at how tall he was, how big he was, and you know how cool he was. So I was a big fan then of Baywatch, and bigger fan now.
I got like on the low a text that he was secretly coming to set. And I've never jumped out of bed so fast. I ran down to set just to see if he was still there. And he was there shirtless with Dwayne. And in all of his glory, he turned around and like locked eyes with me. And I'll never forget that moment of seeing how handsome and tan and awesome he was. And then after that, we shook hands and I just went into a dream state. It was a dream come true. And he's such a cool guy and so humble. And thanks for coming out and being a part of this, man.
No,
Thank
you're
you
welcome.
so much.
Thank you. First time I saw you, I realized I would never be in that kind of shape ever.
Roles for women in Hollywood have changed so much since I moved 8 years ago. So I think we've come very far. And I think that this movie, it's a comedy, and we're all supposed to be tough and strong. And it wouldn't have made any sense to make the women stereotypes of some sort of, dumb bimbo or anything. Like, we had to make the women strong to make the roles work. And I think that's one of the reasons why this movie works so well.
We wanted to make the film for a modern audience, and this is the year of the woman. And I think our characters represent strong professional women who are good at their jobs, but also, don't take themselves too seriously. And they're just, I was very proud to be a female in this cast.
I also think it was kind of genius for Seth to have manifested it in the way that it did, with the girls not being the one who really bared much of any skin at all, and rather the guys being the ones who were looked after for their
Man
fine
candy.
physiques. Yes.
To see a character that was written typically for a man, flipped on its head for a woman. I think that's kudos to our producers, including Dwayne, Seth, Bo, for thinking like that. I think it's really high time that we see female characters be represented the way they have been in this film. And that's what cinema today should stand for, is like strong female characters. And how many people can actually say they took on The Rock and are alive to tell the story?
Yeah. And did it very well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next to Dwayne and Zach, who are two of the sexiest man alive. I mean, Dwayne is literally the sexiest man alive. No one would say that Zach is a far second. And there were days where I'd have to, take off my shirt, and I'd look over at Dwayne, and he would just look at me, and in all sincerity, he'd go, "You look great. Own it, brother." And there's nothing makes you more psyched than hearing that. I think I looked great. I'm glad I got to be naked in this movie.
I saw it firsthand. He looks amazing.
Mine was hollowed out, so it was still really heavy.
They were real refrigerators.
Dwayne's was full of his food. That was his lunch. That was just his lunch, bringing it to his trailer.
Yeah.
Full of brownies, I guess.
Ja, ihr Lieben, das war sie, die Pressekonferenz zu Baywatch. Ich hoffe, ihr hattet schon einen netten kleinen Eindruck, bevor ihr dann selber noch ins Kino geht und den Film anguckt. Auf jeden Fall definitiv sowohl für die Frauenwelt als auch die Männerwelt etwas zum Gucken und zum Lachen sowieso. In diesem Sinne verabschiede ich mich von euch. Es war mir mal wieder eine große Freude und bis zum nächsten Mal.